There are certain questions you must ask when buying in New York City. And not asking some of these questions will cost you thousands. I'm Erin Wheelock, a licensed associate real estate broker at Keller Williams with Luxury Living NYC. And today I'm giving you the exact questions you must ask at every single New York City showing. These questions will uncover hidden issues, reveal red flags, and protect you from making, a $500,000 or multi-million-dollar mistake. So don't leave another showing without asking these questions. Let's dive in. Also, to be clear, once you hire us to be your buyer's agents, we will be sure to ask all of these questions for you. But I digress, let's dive in. Question number 1, what are the building's financials reserves and are there any upcoming assessments? This is critical and most buyers never ask. The building's reserve fund is basically the emergency savings account for major repairs and capital improvements. A healthy building will have a minimum of 3 months to 6 months in operating expenses in reserves. If the reserves are low or depleted, that could be a red flag. It means when the roof needs to be replaced or the boiler breaks or the facade needs repairing, the building will have to hit all the owners with a special assessment. Or it could mean that there's a special assessment coming up. That could be thousands or tens of thousands of dollars you'll be forced to pay on top of your regular maintenance. Specifically, what's the current reserve balance? When was the last assessment? Are there any planned assessments in the next 1 to 2 years? Have there been any deferred maintenance issues? The agent might not know off the top of their head, but they should be able to get you this information. If they're dodging the question or saying it's all fine without providing specifics, that is a warning sign. If you want to go over a building financials with me, click in the link in the description box below and let's set up a consultation, because when you hire us to be your brokers, we are going to be working for you and we would love to make sure we go over that for you. Also, the attorney does during due diligence. But anyways, number 2, why is the seller selling and how long have they owned the property? This question reveals a lot. If they've owned it for 10 years or relocating for work, that's straightforward. If they bought it 18 months ago and they're already selling, you need to know why. Did they discover problems with the apartment or building? Are the neighbors terrible? Is the noise unbearable? Is there construction happening nearby that's making life miserable? Did they realize the commute doesn't work? Sometimes the answer is innocent. Job change, family situation, financial reasons, but sometimes the answer reveals issues that you won't discover on a 30-minute showing. Also, be sure to ask, how long has it been on the market? 90 days, 120, 150? Why? What's wrong with it that other buyers have passed on? Have there been previous offers that fell through? If so, why? Seller's motivation also affects your negotiating power. Once you work with us, we will be asking this question to the other agent before we submit an offer, right? Because a seller who needs to move in 30 days is much more negotiable than a seller who's in no rush and just testing the market. Question 3, what are the total monthly carrying costs broken down? Don't just ask for the maintenance or common charges, get the full breakdown. Monthly maintenance or HOA fees, property taxes, utilities if they're not included, parking if it's in the building and you have to pay added, storage fees, any other reoccurring costs. Then ask, have these costs increased significantly in recent years? What's the trend? Some buildings raise maintenance 3 to 5% every year. That adds up fast. If your maintenance is $2,000 a month today and goes up 5% annually, it will be over $3,200 a month in 10 years. Also ask about utilities. Are they included in the maintenance? If not, what's the average monthly cost for electric, gas, water? In older buildings with poor insulation or insufficient systems, utility costs can be shockingly high. And for condos specifically, ask if there are any special assessments currently being paid. Sometimes these are rolled into the monthly common charges temporarily, so the number you see isn't the permanent cost. You need the real total monthly number because that affects what you can afford. We don't want you getting surprised after your contract. The other question that when you hire us, we will be asking them is, are these numbers accurate or are these numbers based on your owner taking the standard condo co-op price deduction? Yeah, you want to know that. Question number 4, what are the building's rules about pets, renovations, subletting, resale? This is especially important in co-ops, which can have incredibly restrictive rules. Are pets allowed? If so, what size and breed restrictions exist? If you have a dog or you plan to get one, you need to know before you fall in love with the place. What are the renovation rules? Can you knock down walls? Do you need board approval for cosmetic changes? Are there restrictions on when construction can happen? Some buildings only allow renovations during specific months or have very strict rules that make updates nearly impossible. What's the sublet policy? If you might need to rent it out temporarily for work or personal reasons, can you? Some co-ops prohibit subletting entirely or only allow it after you've owned it for a certain number of years. Are there any restrictions on resale? Are there any flip taxes or other policies that affect your ability to sell and how much you'll net? These rules can make or break whether a property actually works for your lifestyle. Don't assume anything. Ask explicitly. And again, once you hire us, we'll be asking it for you. But if you haven't hired us and you're trying to do this on your own, make sure you do all those things. And then hire us. We'll save you money. Question number 5. What renovations have been done? And were permits pulled, especially in Brooklyn, Essex? Also, are there any open violations on the building? If the apartment has been renovated, ask when. What was done? Were proper permits obtained? Unpermitted work is a huge liability. If work was done without permits, it's technically illegal. Your insurance might not cover issues that arise from it, and it will cause problems when you try to sell. Also, it could potentially bring in problems with the bank. Ask if there's any open violations with the Department of Buildings. Violations can range from minor paperwork issues to serious structural or safety problems. You can check this for yourself on the DOB website, but asking puts the agent on notice that you're doing your due diligence. If there are violations, ask what's being done to resolve them and what the timeline is. Open violations can delay or kill your financing approval. And ask about the building's overall condition. When was the roof last replaced? When were elevators serviced? Is there any ongoing litigation involving the building? These aren't small questions. These are protecting your investment questions. If you're not sure how to verify this information or what databases to check, book a free consultation with moi. Click the link in the description box and I will walk you through exactly how to do the investigating on your own. Also, your attorney is going to be doing this, but the truth is you want to know what you're getting into so you know what to ask for in an offer versus just finding out in due diligence if at all possible. All right, and number 6. What's not obvious during a showing that I should know about? This is a catch-all question, right? That's sometimes revealing things the agent or seller hoped you wouldn't discover until later. Asking, right? What's the noise situation like? If you're doing a showing at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, you have no idea what it sounds like at 7 a.m. when the garbage trucks come through, or at midnight on weekends, or at 4 a.m. when a lot of restaurants get their food deliveries. Ask, what are the neighbors like? We'll see if they tell you, but are there any difficult people on the floor of the building? Sometimes they will. Nobody wants to admit they have nightmare neighbors, but sometimes the agent will give you a knowing look or a phrase that carefully tells you there is an issue. Also ask the doorman. They know everything. This is why we tip them so much in the holidays. Is there any construction happening nearby or planned for the future? A showing might be quiet today, but if there's a major development going up next door or close by, your quality of life is about to tank for the next few years, especially when they're digging pylons. Ugh. How's the cell phone reception and internet connectivity? In some older buildings or lower floor units, service can be terrible. It can also be terrible really high up and if you have a long loft. If you work from home, this matters. Is there anything about this property or building that previous buyers walked away over? This forces honesty about deal breakers that others have discovered. These open-ended questions often reveal the truth that direct questions miss. Now, here's how to actually ask these questions effectively. First, bring a checklist to every showing. Don't rely on memory. Write down the questions and check them off as you go. Of course, when you hire us, we will be asking this for you, but if you want to do it on your own. This also signals to the agent that you're serious and an informed buyer. Second, take notes on the answers. If the agent says there's no assessments planned, write that down. If something comes up later, you have a record of what you were told. Third, don't be intimidated or worry about seeming difficult. These are normal, reasonable questions that any informed buyer should be asking. If an agent gets defensive or dismissive, that tells you something about either them or the property. Fourth, follow up on anything that sounds vague or incomplete. If you don't get a clear answer, ask again or require that they follow up in writing. And fifth, verify what you were told. Don't just take the agent's word, right? Check the DOB website, review the building's financial statement when you get them. Come on, do your own research. Your job isn't to make the agent comfortable. Your job is to protect yourself from making a bad purchase. Ask the questions. Or of course, you can just hire us. We're getting paid by this seller likely anyways, and we will do all of this for you. I mean, let's be honest. If you go directly to the seller's agent, you're literally having someone paid more to work against you. It's just silly. What question do you wish you would ask before you were buying? Or what question saved you from a bad purchase? I want to know that. Please share your experience in the comments below. Let's help other buyers learn from what you've been through. And if you're actively looking at properties in New York City and you of course want expert guidelines on what to look for and what questions to ask, how you evaluate everything you're being told, I mean, come on. I am offering a free, limited, exclusive consultation just to serious buyers. Please don't waste my time. During your consultation, we will go over your specific situation, properties you're considering, maybe properties you should be considering, and I'll help you develop a comprehensive due diligence checklist tailored to your needs. We'll also discuss how to spot red flags. Yeah, you know that co-op that hasn't raised their maintenance in 10 years, what documents to request, and how to negotiate once you have all the information. These consultations are extremely limited because I only work with a select number of clients at a time. So if you're serious about buying in New York City and you want to make sure you don't miss anything important, click in the Calendly link in the description box below and book your free consultation today. Of course, for even deeper training on everything that has to do with buying, please feel free to check out our Luxury Buyer Masterclass. We cover a lot of things in it. It's going to set you up for success in this luxury market that we are in. And of course, anything else you need to know, be sure to come to us. We would love if you choose to hire us to be your real estate team of choice. Until next time, thank you so much and bye guys.